Welcome to Subramani. In this series which I am making on wealth creation for young people, one important thing which I have been saying is you have to ensure that all the risks that you have in life you should cover in this journey towards wealth creation, because it's very important that there is no impediment to compounding. When I said compounding works over 5, 10, 15 years, it's very important that you don't impede the compounding, you don't stop it. In fact, the more money, just summarizing the compounding thing, the more money you put, the more frequently you put, the more frequently it's compounded, higher the rate and longer the time, you'll create more wealth. Now, what are the things which can impede this? First of all, there can be some illness. How do you tackle illness? You go and take medical insurance. Your company gives you, you take yourself, you're 25 years of age, you won't take much of insurance on your own. But by the time you're 40, you want to take some insurance other than what your employer provides. I've done detailed videos on that, so I'm not dwelling about that. So yes, for that the solution is to take medical insurance. Fairly obvious that in case of death, the family will miss you financially also. So there you have to take term insurance. Now, term insurance is useful for only those families where the bread earner dies young, maybe dies at 32, 35, wife is pregnant or wife has 2 kids, wife has quit her job, very difficult time. So their term insurance is useful. Fairly obvious, very small proportion of people die at a young age. But for the others, people like me who have not died, the term insurance looks like a waste, but what term insurance gave you was the ensuring that the family does not get impacted too badly in case of death. Of course, family will miss me, would have missed me financially and emotionally. Emotionally, nothing you can do, but term insurance you can take. What is the other thing which will stop you from compounding is critical illness. There is some illness which impacts your ability to earn money, and because of that your ability to compound. So therefore you need to do something, and that is to take critical illness insurance. Fourth, you could lose your job because you didn't have the right qualification. So one insurance against losing jobs or not being able to find a job very quickly is to qualify very well. Once you're well qualified, then chances are you will lose one job, you'll get another job, or you'll leave one job and go to another job. So that is an insurance against, again, I'm talking completely from a compounding point of view. So these are some of the impediments, and these are some of the things that you can handle. Some of the impediments you may not even anticipate, so that there is nothing you can do. But in case your mother falls ill or parents fall ill or something like that happens, and you have to take money from your investments, obviously you will hurt your compounding. So these are all ways in which you don't want to hurt your compounding, don't want to stop your compounding. And that's all. This is just the risk part of it. There's another part of it saying you have to know in which direction you're going, right? Can you imagine having a vehicle which does not have a gauge which tells you how much of petrol is there in your vehicle? It's not possible, right? So when you're planning, you start your car and you see how much fuel is there, and you know the place where to go, or you go to the dashboard and put it in the Google map saying I want to go to Pune, you're in Bombay, or you want to go to Kodaikanal, you're in Chennai, or things like that, and it shows you the map, it shows you from where to go and what are the directions and how much fuel is there, and you can look at the Google map and also decide in how much time you will reach, right? So all these are guides to take you on this journey where you have started from, say, Chennai and you're going to Kodaikanal, or you started from Mumbai and you're going to you're going to Pune, or you're in Delhi and you're trying to go to Agra, any of these places. So here it is, you use the Google map there on your dashboard, you put it there, it tells you where to go, and life is pretty simple. Now similarly, in financial services or in your finances, you will realize that there is something called the net worth statement. Hear me out again. Net worth statement. The net worth statement is your assets and liabilities. You will list all your assets, you will list all your liabilities. So assets minus liabilities is your net worth. How much are you worth today? And your goal has to be to increase your net worth, not reduce your loans, not reduce your increase your assets or any of those things. Obviously, only when you increase your assets and reduce your loans will your net worth keep going up. So your goal is to increase your net worth over long periods of time, because when you keep increasing your net worth, you are getting wealthier, right? So the first video we said you have to earn well, you have to save well, save smartly, and invest the difference. So when you invest, you start creating your balance sheet, you start creating your net worth statement. Net worth statement is just like it's like your balance sheet. There's nothing very different from it. You write all your assets, you write all your liabilities, and think of all assets. When people write all assets, they forget something like their provident fund balance or the surrender value on their endowment plans. I'm not recommending endowment plans, but in case you have endowment plans, all those things, everything becomes your asset. Then if you have a motorcycle loan, car loan, home loan, whatever, that becomes your liability. So asset minus liability is your net worth, and based on your net worth, you want to keep increasing your net worth. That's your goal. That's where you are wanting to take your net worth to. So creating your net worth statement is a very important thing, and you should do on day one, because as time goes by, you have more and more assets. You have real estate, you have mutual funds, you have equity, etc. But when you're young, you're 22 years of age, you really don't have too much of a net worth. Your net worth is just perhaps your bank balance and some SIP that you have started in mutual fund and probably PPF. So if you're creating in the first month, you'll really have nothing except your first month contribution as the assets. Right, so end of the year you'll have your total contribution plus the interest would have come, and your net worth would have gone up. Your mutual fund 10,000 rupees per month, you're doing 8,000 rupees per month, you're doing PPF, or whatever, 12,500 per month, you're doing PPF, or something like that, and all that will work towards your increasing your net worth. It is just a measure of your total assets minus liabilities, and what is owned versus what is owed. So total assets, let's say you have cars and all those things you put. Of course, you're very young, you may not have that also. But if you put your motorcycle, which is not really an asset which is helping you create wealth, my suggestion would be don't put it. But in case you put it, then you also have to put the loan. But in case you don't put it, you don't put the loan, right? So put all your assets. If you're 22 years, like I said, I'm repeating, you won't have too much of assets, and a lot of templates are available on Google. Go and take it. So start tracking your personal net worth, and you know exactly where you are going. Are you going in the direction where you have to go? And your gas tank, your petrol tank tells you how much fuel you have. Whether you're headed in the right direction, your Google map is telling you how much of petrol is there in your tank. Your petrol gauge is telling you, right? Now, funnily, many people don't make their net worth statement, and we have no clue. There are many advantages of making your net worth statement, which is your balance sheet, your cash flow, and your income expenditure statement, because in case you suddenly drop dead, your chartered accountant, your wife, etc. can sit down and figure out where you were going and what you have done. I mean, there are many other statements which are useful, but this statement can be very useful for filing tax returns in case you are not around. And tax returns have to be filed because your ARN and PAN number is being tracked, so the government is going to ask what happened, why is no tax return. Maybe there is no income, but if somebody dies in the month of, say, November, it's fairly obvious that April to October, November, they would have got salary, so that on that tax return has to be filed. So for all that, this net worth statement is very useful, but very important that the earlier you start making the net worth statement, the easier it is, because your assets and liabilities have not gone very complicated. Once they get complicated, then you are going to wonder how to make it, and do I need a chartered accountant to make it? Right now you don't. Just go to Google, type net worth statement. There are many calculators which are available. Just go put all your assets, put all your liabilities. The gap between assets and liabilities is your net worth statement. Once you make your net worth statement and you pursue that, you are, I mean, typically you're saying, okay, I think I will reach from Chennai to Kodaikanal in 7 hours, 8 hours, whatever, Bombay to Pune in 3 hours. That's what you know from the Google map. But if there is some accident in halfway through, which Google also does not know as of now, you will think it is 3 hours, but there could be a traffic jam, and Google could warn you. There could be some accident and Google would warn you, but Google will warn you late. Google told you that it will take you 3 hours. Now suddenly it is going to tell you it will take 3.5 hours because there is an accident. They also didn't know. So similarly, when you have your net worth statement, you know how much gas is there, you know in which direction you're going thanks to the Google map. So halfway through, if you think that gas or petrol that you have is not sufficient, you can stop and refuel, right? So once you have enough petrol, diesel, gas, whatever your vehicle is using, you will know that you're going in the right direction, and you know you have adequate fuel, and so you will reach there. Yes, instead of 3, you will reach at 3:30. That you tell your host that, look, it's going to take me some time, there is a traffic jam. Everybody knows what you're doing, right? The speed at which you're going, everything is decided. So these dashboard, right, dashboard of investing, showing how much of petrol is there, at what speed you're going, with what direction you're going, all that's very useful. And it's a very, very important thing in your wealth creation journey, because if you are not monitoring what you're doing, which asset is growing at what pace, if you're not monitoring all those things, and your net worth is not increasing at the pace at which you want it to increase, then at least you can take corrective action. When you don't know where you're going, I mean, if you're just going somewhere, then it's different. But then instead of reaching Pune, you may reach Thana, or you may reach Goa. Something completely different from what was intended. So that's why this net worth statement. Thank you.